Well, there's a golf club I always wanted to make, and we had started making it at Wilson and stopped. We had started making it at Titleist and stopped, which is really a cast, soft stainless tour blade type iron.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Same material as the legendary 962Bs that everybody thinks has mythical performance value to them. Which was a pretty darn good set of golf clubs. Which is you could do a show about that in its own right. But so started kind of messing around with the idea of doing that. Found a manufacturer that could do it for me, and pretty much spent about 8 months changing profiles, offsets, score lines, whatever, and getting it down to where I really like it. And here we are. We're going to go sell them tomorrow. We're going to start selling them tomorrow.
Or technically today, because because we're recording the day before, but
technically today.
Technically today.
Yeah, so. Technically today. They're just a beautiful set of irons. One, I'll be totally honest, I did it selfishly for myself to have a really nice set of golf clubs in my bag. Is Simon saw him and everybody looked at him and it's like, well, hey, let's just Handmade Stix is for limited run golf clubs. Let's just do a limited run. We're going to sell them as completed sets, but we're also going to sell them heads only, because I know there's a lot of people out there, and through my Instagram, it's like, hey, can I get heads only? Can I get this shaft? Can I get that? And for the builders out there that want a great set of heads that they can make a really cool set of clubs they want. And, and I look at golf clubs and we just, basically we're just a club that's kind of made to be played. Is it going to be your full-time set of golf clubs? Maybe not. But is it going to go maybe in your Sunday bag for some rounds? Is it maybe, you pull out the odds or the evens and you play it as a short set? Cool. Short sets are hot now. But it's not going to be price prohibitive to do that. I really just want to make a set of irons that people will look at and go, they got some pride of ownership, and it didn't cost them a mortgage payment to buy.
I love that.
Yeah. What was kind of the fascination with doing like you said, a soft stainless steel cast set? Because I know when people look at, when they see the irons, they look like classic blades. Definitely. And I think all of us are kind of conditioned that a classic blade is typically a forged carbon steel, and it's then plated with, chrome. And why go this route with like a totally different construction? Or totally different compared to what we're used to. I wouldn't say it's abnormal, but
basically went back to construction from 20 years ago. Which, to me, a golf club is more about the performance. It's more about the offset. It's more about the sole. It's more about the weighting and the shape. It's less about what the material is really made of. Hey, forging's that nice, soft, buttery feel. Well, I have a great relationship with a PGA Tour player, a Champions Tour player now that's here, and he's hit some stuff for me, and he didn't know the difference what material it's made of. Just going, man, these feel great. And I've had other people hit them, and I always thought this material, because it's really about getting the material, getting it a little bit softer, make sure it's bendable, make sure it's got that feel to it. The repeatability is that much better because it's coming out of a mold rather than having to do all that hand grinding work to it. Some of the one of the best irons that was ever made was the old Daiwa David Graham 273s. Well, that was an investment cast out of carbon steel. Well, investment cast out of carbon steel, that's what Vokey wedges and Cleveland wedges and Callaway wedges all are. Those aren't, most people think those are forgings. Well, they're not forgings. They're investment cast out of soft carbon steel. So to me, it was just, it kind of made sense that, hey, this is an opportunity. If somebody's going to give me the ball and say, hey, I'm not going to tell you what to do with it. You do whatever you want with it. I'm going to make something. And again, the whole goal was to make a golf club that had pride of ownership and was a cool run of limited number of sets. And I don't, I think everything in this world is starting to get so ridiculously expensive that I wanted to make it so people would buy them. What's the sense of making, one set of irons that's $3,000? You're going to sell two of them. I'd rather have more people be able to try them out and see what it is and just feel like they've got something pretty cool and so I kind of put my head together and that's what I did.
Speaking on the profile and just how the irons look from a dress, did you have like a specific iron from your past that you wanted them to look like? Like, was there an inspiration for how they look?
Well, I would say it is a mixture of Wilson Staff, 681, and MP33.
Okay.
pretty good clubs. I mean,
I would say that would be what I would be the design. If I was going to put a white paper out with the design guide on it, that was what was in my head.